Namaskar and a very good evening to all. This is Arpita Srivastav Rai welcoming you all to this online incubation program for women entrepreneurs and girl students under the aegis of Root to Bloom and Atmanirbhar Bharat learning platform with an intention to enrich and help you all to set benchmark in your respective field. As you all know, that the government set programs to help entrepreneurs in the field of technical, financial, market, and entrepreneur development so that they help to accelerate and adapt the changes in industrial development. Various institutions were set up by the central and state government in order to fulfill these objectives. Government schemes in India are launched by the government to address the social and economic welfare of the citizen of this nation. The schemes play a very crucial role in solving many socioeconomic problems that beset Indian society, and thus their awareness is a must for any concerned citizen. And for this, I'm very glad to say that today as a guest speaker, we have none other than Mr. Pradeep Singh, who will be enlightening you all on the topic of the government scheme and support. So I hereby, please allow me to invite Mr. Pradeep Singh as a guest speaker for today. Over to you, Pradeep ji.
Thanks, Arpita ji, for the introduction regarding the incubation program which we are conducting. I'm happy that this is the sixth week where we are in, and we are discussing about the startups, about the incubation, about the learnings for those new entrants, those who are looking forward for this startups, innovation, and the incubation. Of course, more than this, this platform, this present online incubation is not about the funding. It's about how you prepare yourself for your enterprises once you are into the development of your enterprises. So that is how the things are. And today I will be discussing about three of the things. Firstly, the Mudra loan. Secondly, the stand-up scheme of Government of India. And then the KVIC and KVIT board and other ecosystem, which is actually supporting these schemes or the loans per se for these startups and the businesses. This all we will be discussing. And if time allows, I will discuss on KVIC registration too. The very new scheme is there from KVIC, where they are actually asking all NGOs and all enterprises, social enterprises, startups to actually support local artisans through selling out or through purchasing the solar charkas. So that I will take on later, of course, in the last phase of my discussion. But presently, please allow me to share regarding the loans, regarding the schemes of the Mudra loan first, then the stand-up scheme, then the Pradhan Mantri Income Generation Program, and then we will move on to the KVIC support. So that is how today's session is. Please let me know once screen is visible to you all. Yeah, is this screen is visible to you all? Okay, let me go through. So the first discussion point is the Mudra loan. We all know this is a flagship program of Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi ji, and of course all the states and all the supporting agencies are supporting on this. Mudra loan, of course, whenever we talk about the Mudra loan, we all know that there are the three programs under this, that Shisu, Kishore, and Tarun, where the loan is being given to entities or the individuals, starting from Shisu, that is 50,000, from 50,000 to 5 lakh is Kishore, and then Tarun from 5 lakh to 10 lakh rupees. But why this is being started? What was the background behind this particular Mudra loan? Once the NSSO survey was done in the year of 2013, around during that particular survey, this came to actually in the knowledge of all others that somewhere around 5.77 small and micro industries are there in India. But and out of this, somewhere around 12 crore people are actually getting the support or getting the income donation, or of course they are working as an employee there. But some way or the other, these 5.77 crore entities or the organizations those who are working under MSME, either they are not registered or they are not taking the loan from government entities. So that becomes or that actually gives the background for government of India in the year of 2015 that we should go for a Mudra. So this is how the story or the background of this Mudra. I have given this thing that Sisu and Kishore and Tarun has been given. This been actually started in the year of 2015 on 8th of April by Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi ji. And his screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then let me give you the idea who all are the eligible borrowers. Suppose an individual like me and you, or any of the proprietor, those who are doing the business. Then comes the partnership firms, private limited companies, public companies, and any other legal entities like NGOs or others. These are the eligible borrowers as per the Mudra loan scheme. And a very set format is there, where to go, how to go. It's a very simplistic statement given by government that, okay, if you are an entity or you are looking forward for this support of either for 50,000 or 5 lakh or up to the 10 lakh rupees, just approach to your banks, either the scheduled commercial banks or regional rural banks or any of the cooperative societies, cooperative banks. And of course, in the later stages, government of India has done this. All those financial institutions, they became eligible actually to give this particular financial assistance to all the eligible borrowers. So this is who all are there. Of course, it is written here. But what is not written out of, because it's been given in that particular document that, of course, these can be the eligible borrowers, but there are certain preconditions for that. And this precondition is that an applicant or the person who is looking out for this particular support, he or she should not be a defaulter in any of the bank or financial institution. A very simple, of course, but necessary requirement for any of the financial institution, because the credit linkages is there. Your credit track record is been actually taken care of or taken into considerations once we are talking about the Mudra loan. The very simplistic format is there. This is the format, the application. Once you go to a bank, they will ask you to, okay, fill up the form. I'm sharing here only the form which is being used or which is being asked by banks for CC loan. That is because more and more government is also saying that focus on the CC loan, that is of 50,000 rupees, which anyone or any entity is eligible for, and they can very well go in. So this is the application details. A simple form is there where we need to fill our details. That is name of applicant. If there are two, then the partners, fathers or husbands' names, constitution, type of actually your organization, any other constitution if you are an enterprise name. Then we need to furnish the details of state, district, pin code, address, and available space for your business. Business addresses needs to be given. If at all there are two business addresses, first will come here, second will come here. Your personal details like DOB, date of birth, gender, email, telephone number, age, qualification, mobile number, social category as per the forms. Suppose you are an NGO, then the different entities will to be selected, and if you are an individual, then different categories to be selected. Even the minority or majority, this is to be actually given in your understanding, and the KYC documents is to be. This is the KYC document. Then Aadhaar card number, driving license number, voter ID card, PAN card number, any other details you would like to do. After this, you need to furnish the details of your existing business in months, last 2 years, 3 years, when it's been formed, and what can be the proposition or what you are proposing under that business, expected employment, what is the industry you are working in, what is the existing sales, if at all it is there, experience, if any, proposed existing sales, of course, loan amount which you are looking forward, or term loan amount which you are looking forward. This needs to be actually furnished, and then the account details, type of account, either the saving or the current, name of the bank, account number, amount, and here you need to give the you need to attach the documents, that is ID proof, address proof, supplier details, quotation of machinery if you are purchasing it, and enterprise details, photographs of applicants, applicant signature, and that's it. Preferred business, you need to select either the SBI or the otherwise, and you need to sign this. And with signing of this particular thing, you are eligible actually to register in for Mudra loan. The way it's been given that, okay, this is a simplistic form where you need to furnish all your details and you will be getting the this thing, a loan. Of course, the form is likewise only, and you need to fill all your details. But behind this particular form, you need to work for your enterprises or your entity. That is proposal, which you need to work for. What all the machineries are. I will be discussing on that. But at the last, we will be discussing, so that we will be covering all these schemes first, and post this details or their discussion on the scheme. Then I will discuss on how to prepare that DPR for this. So then this is all about Mudra loan. Then comes the Stand Up India scheme. Stand Up India schemes where government of India is saying that, okay, we will be financing to or targeting to the women entrepreneurs or the SC/ST candidates. So a definite categorization is being targeted by this particular scheme. That is a Stand Up India scheme. The objective of the Stand Up scheme is to facilitate bank loans from 10 lakhs to 1 crore. But this particular Stand Up India scheme, there are 2-3 good areas actually I need to actually give in detail. Firstly, they are targeting a SC/ST or women enterprises. Then they are saying that, okay, these loans will be given to under this scheme. This loans is being available only for greenfield project. Greenfield project means a first-time venture. Actually, the entity or the organizations which are going for a loan or which are a very fresh and looking out the support for loan from 10 lakhs to 1 crore. They comes under this greenfield project, and they should be either in the as a beneficiary working in the manufacturers and services or agri-allied activities or any of the trading sectors. These 4 are the major sectors where these entities or organizations shall be working. That is manufacturing, services, agri-based activities or trading. In case of non-individual enterprises, 50% shareholding should be there either to the women entrepreneurs of that particular entity or to the SC/STs. Then only these individuals or these target people can get the benefit out of this. Borrowers should not be in default to any of the bank or financial institutions. Likewise in Mudra loan. Composite loan is from 10 lakh to 100 lakh rupees for setting up new enterprises. This is the purpose actually for setting up a new enterprises in manufacturing, services, agri-allied services or trading. This composite loan is suppose you are projecting that I am going to work for 10 lakh of rupees. So 85% of 10 lakhs, you need to actually, you will be getting the fund as a loan, and 15% you need to manage. So this is how the composite loan of 85% of portfolio inclusive of term loan and working capital. So it is for both, that is for establishing your thing and for the working capital of the entity. So this is for both. Interest rate, the rate of interest would be lowest applicable rate of the bank for that category, not to exceed base rate MCLR plus 3%. But this is totally depends as per the RBI guidelines, because the MCLR rate and other rates are actually totally dependent on the RBI. So RBI is to be actually given the details or guidelines for this, what can be the interest rate. and separate banks have a separate actually interest rate for this. So as based on those guidelines, as for the banks, the rates will be there. Security, of course, basic primary security, the loan may be secured by a collateral security or a guarantee of credit guarantee fund scheme for stand-up. So like in Mudra loan, where we don't require a actually collateral loan, any security on that. But here, once we are talking about the stand-up India scheme, here we require a collateral loan or collateral security for this. Repayment can be in 18 months. The loan is repayable in 7 years with a maximum moratorium period of 18 months. So this is how up to 7 years. But in Mudra loan, the term is for only for 3 years. Post that, Mudra loan is not eligible actually, or you cannot go for. But in Mudra loan, one thing is there. Government of India has come out with a Mudra card, and top up of that, an OD facility is there in Mudra. So for all of working capital up to 10 lakh, the same may be sanctioned by way of OD. RuPay debit card is to be issued for the convenience of the borrower. Working capital limit above 10 lakh to be sanctioned by way of cash limit, cash credit limit. Every time once you are discussing or once you are going to bank for any loans like Mudra loan or stand-up India loan or the loan against the stand-up scheme, more and more times this margin money is actually into the discussion. This margin money is nothing but the subsidy, but this totally depends upon the state machinery. The decision is being taken by the state authorities that okay, for our state or our entrepreneurs or our entrepreneurs, this state will give the subsidy either to 10% or the 15%. This totally depends upon the state policy actually, and this is why we are saying that more and more policies should be likewise, so that more and more benefits shall be given to the entrepreneurs or the young entities, those who are coming up. In all of the cases, the borrower shall be required to bring in minimum 10% of the project cost as own contribution. So this is must. Suppose you are asking for 10 lakh of rupees, at least 1% of that you should actually bear, and then post that 90% government or the banks will actually operate it. Here, one thing I need to actually mention here, either for the Mudra loan or for this stand-up scheme, both are eligible through the beneficiaries, that is through the banks only. This is some of the useful links. If you would like to go through it, I will share this particular presentation to you all so that you can go through the schemes guidelines and scheme features. And very important thing here is this list, the lead district manager list. This will give you the idea in your district who is actually looking after, and this is the connect center in your district who is looking after for this stand-up schemes. So just entering to these premises or just talking to these district managers, such support is being given to you. Now I'm coming to the third actually presentation, that is for Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. This is not the first time that Government of India or any Prime Minister or any of the state ministries looking forward to generate income program or create an employment generation program. In the past also, like Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana was there, Rural Employment Generation Program was there. It was there, but in the year of 2008, this has been merged and becomes a Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. Now, once Modi government takes over, this actually comes as an under the administration of MSME, and KVIC or KVIP boards are been actually given the authority that okay, this will be implemented through this. This will be the ecosystem. This will be the authorities, those who are looking forward for that, and under state, this will be that authorities, and how in the cities or the rural area who will be looking forward for that. So the scheme will be implemented by Khadi and Village Industries Commission (KVIC), a statutory organization under the administrative control of Ministry of MSME, as a single nodal agency for at the national level. So it means the the complete authority for actually enabling any of the program that is under Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. This complete comes under the bracket of KVIC or the MSME Ministry. This becomes a single nodal agency at the national level. At state level, if you come, suppose if you come to Uttar Pradesh, or if you go to Odisha, or if you go to Maharashtra, or if you go to Tamil Nadu, or any of the state, KVIC directories are there. This becomes a state level body which is actually implementing this particular scheme. Under KVIC, KVIB will be working, state KVIC directories will be working, state Khadi and Vidya KVIB will be working, and DIC will be working. That is, district industry centers and banks will be working. So under an umbrella of KVIC, in state KVIC directories, KVIB boards, and DICs and banks will be working on. The government subsidy on the scheme will be routed by KVIC through an identified bank for an eventually distribution to beneficiaries, entrepreneurs in their bank accounts. The implementing agencies, namely KVIB, KVIB, and DIC, will associate reputed NGOs, reputed autonomous institutions, SHGs, that is self-help groups, National Small Industries Corporation, Udyam Miss, empaneled under Rajiv Gandhi Udyam Mitra Yojana, Panchayati Raj institutions, and other relevant bodies in the implementation of the scheme. So these all are actually, if you see these three, 1, 2, 3, these are the major subset which are actually the implementing authority, and these are the subsets, or these are the organizations, those who are working for this, that is NGOs, NICs, SHGs, RGUMI. These are actually the getting the benefit out of this. What is the objective of this particular scheme actually? To generate employment opportunities in rural areas as well as urban areas, set up a new self-employment ventures, projects, micro enterprises, to bring widely dispersed traditional artisans, rural and urban unemployed youths, to provide continuous and sustainable employment to a large segment of traditions. It's been actually, government is trying to reinvent the traditions, reinvent the old traditions, reinvent the traditional artisans, so that they can actually work for the country and their own development too. To increase the wage earning capacity of artisans and contribute to the increase in the government rate. So this is how, who all are the eligible, and any individual who are above and above, over and above 18 years of age, he or she is eligible. There will be no income ceiling for assistance for setting up projects under Pradhan Mantri Income Generation Program. For setting up a project costing above rupees 10 lakh in manufacturing sector and rupees 5 lakh in business or sector or service sector, the beneficiary should possess at least 8th standard pass education qualification. This is mandatory. Suppose you are asking more grant over and above 10 lakh rupees as a manufacturer, or over and above 5 lakhs as a business person or service entity, then you should be at least 10 standard pass. Assistance under the scheme is available only for new projects sanctioned, especially under the only for the fresh projects which we are actually focusing on, or for which we are talking about this. SHGs are eligible under this. Now, all those self-help groups are eligible for this, including those belonging to BPL project. They have not availed benefit under any other scheme. Suppose any other individual or those who are not getting any of the benefit, like the loan for this income generation program, then he or she is also eligible. Institutions registered under Society Act 1860, that is NGOs, production cooperative societies, charitable trust, and existing units can be Pradhan Mantri Rural Yojana, REGP, and likewise. So, who all are the implementing agencies at the state center level? KVIC, Mumbai-based statutory body. This has been created under KVIC Commission Act 1956. This is a single nodal agency at the national level. At the state level, state directories at KVIC, KVIB, and district industries in rural areas. In urban areas, the scheme will be implemented through DICs. So, visiting to DIC center, that is district industry center, by all the rural people, or if you are working towards the social development sector or working towards your people I must say that ask your people to go there and actually speak to those officials, those who are working in district industry centers, because they are not only the implementing bodies, they give you the directions how to actually utilize or how to prepare your proposal so that this get approved in a time limit. So KVIC will coordinate with state KVIPs and monitor performance in rural urban areas. KVIC and DIC will also involve NIC, skill development authorities, Uddam Misra also, Rajiv Gandhi, Uddam Misra also, and NGOs through Panchayati Raj institutions too under this program. There are different ministries or departments have a different actually roles to play once we are talking about the income generation program. So what is the role of ministry, that is MSME? The MSME will be controlling and monitoring agency for implementation of the scheme. It will allocate target and sanction and release required fund to the KVIC. Here, once they are actually talking about the target, they are targeting both urban and the rural area. As per the income generation, as per the population, as per the even the they are doing the survey on the basis of the education qualification of that particular demographic or that particular state or the town area. So based on those things, they are actually allocating the target, and they are actually sanctioning the budget for that, and also releasing that particular budget. A quarterly review meeting is being done by Ministry on the performance under Pradhan Mantri Income Generation Program. CEO, Chief Executive Officer of KVIC, Principal Secretaries, Commissioners, Industries responsible for implementation of the scheme in state through DIC, representative of state KVIBs and senior officials of banks will attend the meeting. This actually gives the idea what is the hierarchy, who all will be actually deciding factor, who all are sitting as a monitoring agency, who all are the officials, those who are actually looking after the this particular program. That is CEO of KVIC, all the principal secretaries of the states, all the industry commissioners, all the state KVIB, and senior officials of the banks. So these are the officials, those who are actually monitoring this. Coming to the role of KVIC, that is in the states, KVIC will be a single nodal implementing agency of the scheme at the national level. CVIC, CEO KVIC will give the performance of state KVIBs, DICs and banks every month, submit a monthly performance report to the ministry. The report will include the component-wise details of beneficiaries, indicating the amount of margin money that is subsidiary. More and more times, this subsidy will come in, and this will be in form of margin money. Why? Because this actually gives the idea of the state implemented. This gives the idea of the policy of that particular state, how that particular state is performing in this particular segment, or what support that particular state is giving to all the entrepreneurs. That is why whenever they are talking about the reports, whenever they are talking about the report or any of the component, they are talking more about the margin money. Margin money allotted, employment generated, and the project setup under KVIC will ensure that margin money is utilized as per the sub-component plans approved for SC, ST, and women, etc. Actually, whatever the subsidy is being given, that particular subsidy from the government side is being given to the particular entity, and if this entity is being actually established or commissioned as an manufacturing unit or as a production unit or as a servicing agency, so it means this has been utilized. The utilization of this margin money is being great for that particular state. That is why they are targeting on this. The target and the achievement will also be monitored at the zonal level, state level, district level by deputy CEOs, director of KVIC, and commissioner secretaries of industries state concerned. The existing REGP unit will continue to be monitored by KVIC. So this is the structure where it's not only that under umbrella of center ministry only it is working. The state bodies and state monitoring authorities are also looking forward for this, how exactly this Pradhan Mantri Income Generation Program is working for. So role of state government and duties, the scheme will be reviewed by half-yearly by Chief Secretary of State, a representative of KVIC, Ministry of MSME, State Director KVIC, KVIB, other officials, and will attend the meeting. state government commissioner secretary, and they will forward their monthly report. This is how it's been actually stated earlier also. So as if now, as per our discussion, that is the present presentation, the first presentation is over. I'm just closing it. I will be sharing this link to you all and this presentation. I will be taking on the second presentation here. Let me stop. If any of the doubt, please let me know, or else I will move on to the second one, and then you also can tell, you guys can actually speak or ask those doubts, if at all, if any. Please let me know if any doubts are there or any suggestions from your side. Anyone? Okay, let me give the idea of is my screen visible to you all? Please let me know if screen is visible to you all.
No, not yet.
Okay, now.
Yes, now it's visible.
Okay, so this is the landing page of KVIC, where institution is to actually register. The very first institution can also register here. Only thing you need to give your Aadhaar card number, name of applicant, sponsoring agencies. Sponsoring agencies here means KVIC, KVIB, DIC. You need to select out of this. State, district, sponsoring office, you need to select. Individual, gender, date of birth, social category. Social category here means you are from general category, you are from OBC, you are from scheduled tribe, you are from minority. So this is how the social category you need to select. Okay. Then qualification, communication address, your address details, your PAN number, your unit location, that is manufacturing unit or the establishment which you are talking for. Suppose unit address, type of activity which you are doing, here type of activity, industry name, ADP training undergone, if you undergone to this particular ADP, that is training for that. The project cost, you need to mention here, capital expenditure, working capital, total, employment which you are going to actually cater for. The banking details, select your bank, bank name, address, alternate financing bank name, second financing branch name, want to avail central GST on this, or if where did you hear about Pradhan Mantri Income Generation Program? This is the format by which actually this is the landing page where you can generate registration for yourself or for your entity once you are going for this particular program. Here a special category is there. Under special category, you can select an ex-serviceman, physically challenged people, hill border area people, northeast area people. This is a special category under the category social category. And proposed unit address, type of activity. Under the type of activity, you can select service or manufacturing. Name of the activity, you can choose industry, industry type, product description, whether undergoing EDP or not, that is EDP training. Your capital expenditure, enter CE loan as posed in the DPR. Working capital, enter WC loan as posed in the DPR. That is working capital. Capital expenditure, CE means capital expenditure, WC means working capital. Your bank details, and that's it. So with this, you will register yourself in KVIC. Now let me go through one of the Excel sheet. Then I will move to this Suraj Sarkar scheme. Okay, so is this visible to you all? Is that
Not visible so far, sir.
wait a while. Now is it visible?
Not yet, sir.
Wait a
Not
while.
yet.
Now is it visible?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Okay. So this is the format of DPR, that is your project report. You need to introduce yourself about your organization. Then you need to introduce about your promoters. Wait. I will be covering first data sheet. And then, okay, this is the data input for KVIB, which you are actually supposed to be. Under KVIC, you are actually going to sponsor your project or under KVIB. Then you need to select the rural area or urban area, name of applicant, gender, your address details, your qualification, SC, ST, OBC, hill area, whether the project is manufacturing or service, your legal status, your details, that is building details of your particular area, and uh, then the machinery, that is working capital, then the preliminary and pre-operative cost, furniture and fixtures, contingency plans. This becomes a working capital, means of financing. What is your contribution? What is the bank will be financing? What is the margin subsidy on this? Wait. Your particulars, that is product details of products, details of sales, details of raw materials, wages which you will be actually paying to your employees, salary details, working capital estimate, stock in process, finished goods, receivable by, repair and maintenance cost, power and fuel cost, other overhead, telephone expenses, that is stationery and postage, work advertisement and publicity, building rent, other miscellaneous, rate of interest, depreciation on building machinery, and then about the organization, about the promoter. And with this, mostly your DPR will get ready. Yes, with this, your DPR will be ready. Okay, so this is how DPR can be done. Then comes, if you go, this is of course a very financial in terms or in terminology, but you need to understand a little bit about this. This is the working capital of any of the entity or any of the organizations. That is the opening balance, any installments coming in, the closing balance, and the interest on this. Based on your installment, based on your years, that is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Then the statement showing depreciation on fixed asset, opening balance, depreciation on commodity, closing balance, machinery, depreciation on that particular machinery, and closing balance, total depreciation, that is workshed and machinery, schedule of sales realization. Suppose you are into the productions, so particulars of product, rate per that particular product, number of pair, and amount actually incurred on that sale. You actually got in as per the sale. That will be the revenue for you. Capacity utilization of your sale, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. It varies actually. Sometimes it is 70%, sometimes it is 60%. But more and more you grow, that is more in the numbers of working, the capacity utilization will actually proportional, that is, it will be increasing. Then the raw material cost you need to furnish, wages cost you need to furnish, administrative expenses you need to furnish, capacity utilization, manufacturing and admin expenses, assessment of working capital regarding all the raw material, all the wages. So with this cost of product, machinery, contingency plans, means of financing on, and with this stock in progress, cost, calculation of debit. Suppose you are using a loan on that for your entity, so you need to calculate a debit on that, projected balance sheet on this, your liabilities, your creditors, your profit, cash inflow. You need to actually mention break-even point, ratio analysis. You need to prepare if you are eligible for, and with this, your DPR will be actually ready. So these two documents is required whenever we are talking about the registration first, and then the costing on DPR. So this is a must whenever we talk about funding through loans or funding from any of the government schemes. So that is must for all of us to understand, to work on for any of the entity. Now, the last presentation which I am talking about, or I was talking about, is KVIC has come out with one of the plan, that is New Khadi Institutions has come out with one of the plan where they are asking all the entities to come in and actually purchase the solar charkha. So based on this, they are asking should be registered. They are asking all the social organizations, that is NGOs plus registration institutions, firms and companies, and any other prevailing organizations as per the government entities. They should come in. They should have a common worksite, having a building with adequate space to carry out spinning and weaving activities. Actually, they should have a minimum 25 charkas, 5 rooms to start the khadi activities. Should furnish the list of 25 spinners, 5 weavers, and 2 supervisors as per the format given in Annex 1. And then on the non-judicial stamp paper of ₹100, they should furnish the detail and the undertaking, and NOC from State Khadi and KVIC board will be given to you. And based on that, actually they can start their working as an entity or as a press to support the local artisans and actually support this Khadi KVIC and Khadi Gram Udyog too. So the registration fees is of course somewhere 15,000 rupees. The prospective Khadi institution intend to register and get the Khadi certificate from KVIC, so they made the registration fees of rupees 15,000 by way of DD to CEO of KVIC payable at Mumbai. And they need to actually furnish the details of spinners, details of weavers, details of supervisors. With this, actually they will get on. This is the undertaking. With this, they need to actually furnish, and with this, they will get a certificate from KVIC and KVIC board actually. So this is what Government of India is actually focusing on, that some entities or some startup should also come in to support the local artisans by way of purchasing this solar charkhas, and of course support the local artists. So I'm done for the day. If any of the queries or any of the suggestions, please let me know. Looking forward for your queries. Rest over to Arpitari for a closing note, if no such queries are there.
First of all, I, on behalf of all the learners and our team, would like to thank Mr. Pradeep Singh for enlightening all of us on this brilliant topic. It's a very exhaustive topic, and I'm sure with this limited time, it's not easy to cover all the points, but Mr. Singh, you have really done a justice of covering the major points. And if anyone would like to ask, feel free to ask, or you can just text it also or mail it to us. And my dear learners, I would also like to share some info with you all that, as you all know, that India is gradually on its mission to build a robust startup ecosystem. In order to promote and support entrepreneurship, the government has created a ministry department dedicated to helping new businesses. And furthermore, the central government of India has also introduced many schemes to bolster entrepreneurship in India and to assist emerging startup financially. And the government is not only promoting these schemes to help the present group of startup benefits from them, but also motivating the budding entrepreneurs to be independent and lead the vision of the Atmanirbhar Bharat forward. The country now seems to be heading towards the golden era of entrepreneurship, and I feel that if things go as planned by the government, India will be capable of hosting more successful startups by 2030 as compared to USA or the leading nations. And now, as I would like to thank our pillars. So I firmly believe that one needs to cultivate the habit of being grateful for everything that comes to you and the people who are always there for you, hereby acknowledging our pillars. First of all, thanking founder and director of Prakrimika Vocational Institute, Ms. Gayatri Narasimhan, Dr. Mandakini Shukla from Hasna Foundation, Mr. Somnath Mishra from Saad Digital, myself from Mindcube Multi-Services Private Limited, Impulsive Training Center by Ms. Akshya Narasimhan, social media partner, Atmanirbhar Bharat Learning Platform, thankful to the organizer, Root to Bree and Voice It Out, creative support by Impact, and last but not the least, thankful to the University of Avinash Lingam for their support. And as the rituals of our session goes, that I end up the session with some of the quotes. So today, as we are starting the sessions with the startups and everything, so ending this session with a very motivational words by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, when he said, take up one idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live on that idea, let the brain, muscle, nerve, every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way of success. With this way of success, I hope our entrepreneurs will lead our nations. Till then, goodbye, take care, see you in the next session. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks, Arpita ji, and thanks for all of those who are actually attending today's session. I'll be sharing the recording and I will be sharing the PDF too for today's session, because this is more beneficial to all those who are the new entities. So thanks. Thank you to all.
Will we also be getting the Excel sheet, sir?
Yeah. Excel sheet will also be there, because this will be more helpful to you all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.